Before you read, remember this. Almost everyone has dreams. Almost everyone has goals. Almost everyone imagines a better future, but very few people actually build one. Have you ever noticed that some people talk constantly about huge dreams, starting a business, getting rich, changing their life, becoming successful, escaping their current situation? They can describe the future in incredible detail. They know exactly what they want. They believe they can do it. And yet somehow, months pass, years pass, and they're still standing in the exact same place. Psychology says this happens more often than people realize, not because these people are lazy, not because they lack intelligence, but because the human mind can quietly become the biggest obstacle to its own success. The strange part is that most people don't even realize it's happening. The good news? Once you understand the psychology behind it, you can start fixing it. The first reason is that their goals are too abstract. Many people dream in pictures rather than actions. They say things like, I want success. I want freedom. I want a better life. I want financial independence. The problem is that the brain cannot act on vague ideas. Your brain needs instructions, specific instructions. Imagine telling a GPS, take me somewhere nice. It wouldn't know where to go. Your brain works the same way. When goals are unclear, the mind feels inspired, but the body has no idea what action to take next. This creates the illusion of progress. The dream feels exciting, but nothing moves. The most successful people rarely focus on giant goals. Instead, they focus on tiny next steps. Not, I want to build $1 million business, but today I'm going to contact one client. Not, I want to get fit, but I'm going to walk for 20 minutes. Big dreams inspire. Small actions transform. The second reason is that they depend on emotion to begin. This is one of the most common traps. Many people only work when they feel motivated. They wait for inspiration. They wait for excitement. They wait until they feel mentally ready. The problem is that emotions are temporary. Some mornings you feel unstoppable. Other mornings you feel exhausted. If your actions depend on motivation, your progress becomes unpredictable. Psychologists often find that highly productive people don't rely on motivation nearly as much as people think. They rely on habits, they rely on routines, they rely on systems, because systems keep working even when motivation disappears. The person who waits to feel inspired works occasionally. The person who works regardless of mood eventually becomes unstoppable. The third reason is that they underestimate how uncomfortable growth actually feels. Most people imagine the reward. Very few imagine the process. They picture success. They picture confidence. They picture freedom. But they don't picture boredom. They don't picture confusion. They don't picture rejection. They don't picture failure. And they definitely don't picture doing the same thing hundreds of times before seeing results. Then reality arrives. The work becomes repetitive. Progress becomes slow. Results become invisible, and suddenly they think something is wrong. But nothing is wrong. They're simply experiencing what growth actually feels like. Psychology shows that many people quit not because they're incapable, but because discomfort surprises them. They expected excitement. They found repetition. They expected certainty. They found confusion. They expected momentum. They found resistance. The people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid discomfort. They're the ones who stop treating discomfort as a sign to quit. The fourth reason is that they keep their dreams trapped inside their heads. This one is dangerous because it feels productive. They think about the goal, research the goal, watch videos about the goal, talk about the goal, plan the goal, visualize the goal, read books about the goal, and all of this creates the feeling of movement. But movement and progress are not the same thing. A dream can live inside your head for years without changing your life. Because dreams require physical action, not mental repetition. The longer a goal stays in the world of thought, the harder it becomes to turn into reality. At some point, the dream must leave your mind and enter the real world. That means making the call, sending the email, writing the page, doing the workout, starting before you feel prepared. Action creates clarity. Thinking rarely does. The fifth reason is that they secretly believe they have unlimited time. This psychological trap is almost invisible. When people believe they can start tomorrow, urgency disappears. The brain relaxes. There's always next week, there's always next month, there's always next year, until suddenly years have passed. Humans are terrible at feeling the passage of time. We assume the future will always be available, but every day we delay, the habit of delay becomes stronger. Every postponed action teaches the brain that postponing is acceptable, and eventually procrastination becomes automatic. This is why deadlines work. Deadlines create urgency. Urgency creates action. Action creates momentum. Without urgency, dreams remain optional, and optional goals rarely become real. The sixth reason is perhaps the most important. Most people focus on outcomes. Successful people focus on tolerance. Everyone asks, how do I become successful? How do I make money? How do I achieve my dream? But a better question is, what can I consistently tolerate? Can you tolerate boredom? Can you tolerate repetition? Can you tolerate uncertainty? Can you tolerate working without seeing immediate results? Because success is rarely about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing ordinary things repeatedly for a very long time. The entrepreneur who wins is often the one who tolerated more rejection. The athlete who succeeds tolerated more training. The writer who succeeds tolerated more drafts. The student who succeeds tolerated more study sessions. Dreams are built on repetition, not inspiration. And repetition requires tolerance. This is the skill most dreamers never develop. In the end, the difference between people who talk about success and people who achieve it is often surprisingly small. It's not talent, it's not intelligence, it's not luck. It's the willingness to act when acting feels uncomfortable, to start before feeling ready, to continue when excitement disappears, to work when nobody is watching, to move forward while their mind is giving them reasons not to. Because the biggest obstacle isn't usually the outside world, it's the conversation happening inside your head. And the moment you learn to act despite that conversation, your life starts changing in ways most people only dream about.